Yeah,
We're going.
I looked at it. I didn't see it. I
All
didn't
right,
see
we
it.
rolling,
We're
guys.
live, man. We're live.
Not yet, but here we go. Here we go.
All right, brothers, we're gonna crack this off tonight. How y'all doing?
All right, all right. What's going on?
How you doing, big bro?
How's everybody doing
All right,
this
let's
evening?
get the intro pop.
How are my big brothers tonight?
Everybody's wonderful. Yeah. What? Good.
Yes, sir. We are live and color. Yes, we are.
Hello everyone, I am Nikisha, spokesperson for the KBS show. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Night Brothers show. On behalf of all the hosts including Arden, Kenny, Equavian and Lenny, we are honored to receive the Black History Award from the Anne Arundel County and the Caucus of African American Leaders of Annapolis. We humbly accept the few of the many award and will do our best to bring quality podcasting and show programming for all our viewers. Thanks again for our loyal audience who have helped us achieve this honor. Now get ready for another hot show from my handsome brother.
All right, thank you, Miss Nikisha. What's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
All right, how you doing?
Brothers, how you doing, man?
It's beautiful. Everybody doing tonight? Shoot.
Oh man, it's been a shout outs to Mimi Lee for joining us on the
How you
broadcast.
doing, Mimi? Big ups.
Definitely shout out to Mimi Lee. Hey, look, it was a wonderful weekend last week. We had actually had Kenny in the building, man. Kenny, we came all the way down from
Kenny in town.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Wouldn't
Got to
miss
get
the
a shout out.
It was a great time, Kenny, man, having you there, and actually seeing you in person, and not just on the show and on the phone and on text, So thank you for coming down, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
It's
that.
good seeing y'all. It was a great, positive event. Man, I'm thankful for being a part of the show, brothers.
Awesome. That was really great. What were you gonna say, Q?
I was telling Kenny we appreciate him as well, man. And once again, thank you for coming down, man. Looking forward to doing
Good
more of
time.
that as the days go by. Welcome, everybody. Welcome
Anytime,
to the show.
man.
Welcome, Margaret. How you doing? Number one stunner in the house. Welcome, Mimi Lee. How you doing
What's up,
tonight,
Margaret?
dear?
No doubt, Margaret.
All right.
Nick, thank you for jumping on, and thank you for the congratulations, Margaret, on the award. We're gonna.
Yes, we appreciate it.
For those that couldn't make it, we're going to dive into it a little bit as the show progresses. All right? So, a lot going on, Q. Super Bowl coming up. A lot of stuff happening, man. It's going to be a packed 7 days, I think, for most folks,
Oh, yes, definitely got it going on. Radiance, how you doing? It was good to see you this weekend. How you doing, dear?
Yes.
Good to see you.
Thank you for the congratulations, wifey.
Yeah, it was definitely my.
Peace.
Hey, tell your wife, my wife was thrilled to see her again, man. She said she wants to come up to Jersey and spend the weekend.
Likewise. Likewise. We talked all the way up the road, man. Likewise.
Miss Jenkins, thank you for joining.
Yes,
Joanne Jenkins in the house.
Appreciate
What's
you.
up, Joe?
What's up,
Joe, it was
Joanne?
good seeing you. Joe, you were looking good too, girl. Wasn't Joe
Yes.
looking good, y'all?
Yeah.
Always. I got all of them. I'm gonna show all of them tonight. All them beautiful ladies. So
Joanne rocking it. Mm-hmm.
what's up, Arden?
Peace and love, brothers. Man, doing wonderful, man. And I just wanted to welcome everybody to the Night Brothers show. And let them know, if you didn't know, this is where healthy is the new sexy. And we are super happy for you to be here with us and bringing all your sexiness with you. So,
You said bringing the sexiness with from Arden.
Oh yeah, man, they bringing the sexiness to the show, man. They moving right along, man. You know what to do with the tap in the live chat. But we also want to thank, the super sexy Minu Lee, Cheryl Queen, Pam Williams, our brother Armand, for the Cash App donation. We definitely appreciate the support and keeping the show alive and keeping everything moving. Thank you, Miss Nick, because you are always, your energy is impeccable, always on point, always on time, and we super.
Marvin Nick is just the bomb, on. Marvin Nick is the bomb, man. I mean, Marvin Nick. I mean, everybody's is wonderful. Marvin Nick, man. I'm just blessed to have her in our life. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying?
I think I was saying that, but I'm glad you
echoed
it.
For sure. Emma Thomas, how you doing? Emma Thomas Watkins, how you doing tonight?
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Now, we appreciate you, Linda.
Welcome back to the tongue. Always good to see you.
Love to see you. Thank you for showing up for us.
Oh yeah, we got some tasty beverages on tap tonight, as always. Ain't nothing like a nice, tasty beverage on a Tuesday night, a little after 8 p.m. And tonight, for our first beverage, in our socially speaking segment, we're going to have Under Armour County's Black History Award, a few of the many. And we're going to recap the award ceremony itself with a few just small highlights. And then we're going to just talk a little bit about the experience that each of us had during that event. Following that, we're going to go to our feature segment tonight with drink number 2. Drink number 2, we're going to talk about the KBS feature segment, healthy eating habits after turning 40 years old. And there's certain things your body craves and needs as we get older in age that can help our bodies run more efficiently. We're going to talk about that. And then finally, if we have time, we're going to do the Super Bowl pick, Chiefs versus the 49ers. And poor, it's painful me to say that. Oh, God, it's painful to say that. But we're going to talk about that. And one final thing, we have a special announcement that's going to be made tonight. So you want to stay on board for that special announcement? A special announcement is going to be made. Some fresh information is going to be rolled out that some of you have been asking for. And see you tonight. Back to you.
All right, y'all. So tonight we're gonna take a look at Anne Arundel County has an award for Black History Month. It's a event they put on called A Few of the Many, where they honor folks in and around the county for their participation in something related to Black history. This year's feature was on the arts, and they talked about some of the things related to the arts. So if you was a photographer or some type of musician or something of that nature, that was the feature of this year's event. And since we are media, we are media arts, we were actually selected for an award, and it baffled the heck out of me that we was honored, but I'm appreciative as heck of it. And I thank you, Joanne, for throwing the congrats on the screen. So what we thought we'd do is, we knew everybody couldn't make it. People have busy lives. It's enough for you already to join us every week on the show, and we really do appreciate that. It doesn't go unnoticed. So what we thought we'd do is take y'all inside of there and take you inside the room a little bit, show you a couple things about it, then to tell you to bomb.com. And show you what's going on. Folks like Cheryl did make it out, and we got some clips in the background, and you'll see some of the faces there. But it was first class. But didn't you think so, Q? Very first class.
Oh, absolutely. It was very well run. The county did a great job in putting it together. I was really impressed with all the stuff. It was like you said, Lenny, first class, from entertainment to food to just the way the speakers and everything was lined up, to the programs themselves and the actual plaques. All of it was first class.
Right, as you see some of the pictures scrolling in the background, we're gonna dive into them and let y'all, see a little bit about.
Look at Mr. and Mrs. Queen, looking all
Yes,
good.
indeed.
Oh, they was, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, boy.
Look at night.
He better hire a security guard for his wife, man. He better hire a security guard. That lady was looking so fine up in there.
And that's why I said the healthy is the new sexy baby.
Sweet Tea coming. Sweet Tea coming to us from Connecticut. How you doing?
And
No.
Lisa Slade, thank you for joining us. We have a special treat for you tonight. A special
What's
treat.
up,
Thank you
Lisa?
for your special treat that you brought to the show last night. I mean, for the they got celebrated.
Yeah.
Look at this special lady joining us from Annapolis. Thank you for coming out and partaking with us at the
Appreciate
event. Miss Pamela Smith.
Yes, indeed.
We got Miss Turner with us too. Kenny, Nessa's here with us.
Hey, Vanessa, it was a pleasure meeting you. And it was so funny when you was telling me when you saw me and you said, you look so much shorter on the show.
That's funny.
Nessa
Just can't tell, huh?
Oh my God, I had no idea you were so tall.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny. Okay.
I thought about it the night.
All right, so look, we're gonna dive into a lot of aspects of the show. I mean, of the event queue, and really let people take a look inside. The first class event honoring folks in Anne Arundel County that was tied to arts and media, and we just so appreciative of the award, man. It didn't have to happen, but it did. Praise be to God for finding a way to get us noticed and get us out there, and we just want to continue to do good work, to do God's work while we're doing all of that. So, anyway, Q, shout out some names as I'm throwing them on the screen.
Letitia Jones, welcome and thank you. Sweet Tea Cummings, all the way from Connecticut. How you doing, dear? All the way from Connecticut. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sophia Mimi Lee, thank you for joining us. Vanessa, tell me how you doing? Pamela Smith, how are you?
So look, let's dive into it and take a look at what we're gonna do right here, y'all. We're gonna transition over and show a couple of videos from the event. We can't show the whole thing, but let's take a look at a little bit of it to show you, let you look inside the event.
Ladies and gentlemen, First Lady Lorraine Jones.
This was one of the honorees, and we didn't show all of them, but this was one of the honorees, Lorraine Jones. That she's a vocalist, gospel, has some work out. She sat next to us. What you're seeing now is the moderator. I didn't get her name, Q, and you're seeing.
So next we have the Knight Brothers, Equavion and Leonard Lenny. Lifelong residents of Anne Arundel County, creative directors and producers highlighting that, and they are committed to community well-being through the Knight Brothers Show, a dynamic platform addressing health, social, political, and community topics. Equavion Knight has been dedicated to education in this county school system for over 40 years. He is a health and financial freedom advocate, emphasizing his belief that health is a part of hidden wealth. Equavion adoption of intermittent fasting. I'm trying to work on that, y'all. Intermittent fasting is hard. We got to talk after. Okay. Has a lifelong and transformative impact led to his mission to share its benefits through social media. Lenny Knight Jr., his brother, has an educational background in advocacy where he prioritizes health in adult lives. Lenny's role as a host and curator of the Knight Brothers Show emphasized on their weekly podcast format on Facebook and YouTube. Some of their guest highlights include Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman, Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley, and Grammy Award-winning rapper Rakim. Incredible. The diverse perspectives brought by guests at... Do y'all know who Rakim is, right?
I like that part.
Okay. Ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. Okay. All right.
I love that.
The Knight Brothers Show's focus is on local youth and entrepreneurs, highlighting their achievements and contributions to inspire and motivate the community and emphasize the importance of showcasing local talent and success stories for community engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knight Brothers.
And Q, as we're walking up, I did want to point out that you can see the limited seats on the stage, so they couldn't get the whole Knight Brother crew on the stage, y'all. So this is definitely not about you or I, Q. It's about us as a group, and we just
as a team.
Yeah, exactly. So shout outs to Kenny,
and Kenny Adams. Yeah.
Arden. And also some of our former hosts that helped the show over the years. Pierre Parker will be returning back to the show soon. And also those that stepped in the gap and then grew into their own platform, Armand Wallace as well as Roger Parker, who's spawned off it.
Pierre was in attendance.
Yes, he definitely was. So look, what I want to do now is transition to, this is Lisa Slade's daughter. Y'all, check out Lisa Slade's daughter. She did a poem. It was fantastic.
My name is Khalees Slade. I'm a poet, and I'm going to be reading 2 poems for you guys. The first one is called Equally Yoked. Black. What is black, really? Describe it. You know black when you see it. Black is everywhere and always in. Can only describe black as dark, but it's dark every day. So how come we only get a month to celebrate our darkness if it's dark every day? Dark was never celebrated, but the best things never happen during the day, and the worst things never happen at night. Darkness was sent here on purpose, so we have a purpose. We have to be dark so that there can be light. People hid in the shadows and knew that they would be saved because it was dark. Job told me the stars of dawn were black and the hope for light. But let there be none only because after a while, dark and light didn't get along. Supposed to be equally yoked with all believers in the dark and light, but unequally with the unbelievers. Black was there before time. Black was there before you, your mom, your grandmother. Black has been here. So to carry that title of black in my skin and my blood has been an honor to know what it feels like to be equally yoked.
Go on, Khalees. Go on, girl. With your bad self.
Thank you.
That's right.
And my second one is called Origin. I'm from when the street lights come on, you better be in the house. Not knowing if it was because my unsafe neighborhood or my parents being overprotective. I'm from eating noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if we had guests, we switched it up to TV dinners and snacks. I'm from getting judged by how dark my skin is from the same people who walk on dirt like the same color my skin is. From the family dinners meaning something only if it's a holiday, and the family gatherings working if we're on vacation. I mean, I just don't understand. Why can't we be a family? It's like you on my side when they watching it behind closed doors. It's a bunch of threats being thrown around. I mean, being looked at differently in a predominantly white area and feeling different because I was convinced I'll never meet their standards. I'm from Annapolis.
Go on, Khalees! Oh my God! Oh my God, man! It was just absolutely amazing. And look, I'm gonna show y'all. We're just sampling a little bit of what went on. It wasn't just about us. but it's also about some of these young people like Khalees Slade. Lisa Slade's daughter, y'all. Drop a 1 in the chat group for Khalees. Please. Drop a 1 in the chat group. Thank you, Mimi and the marketing. Now, next up, look, y'all gonna check out Josiah Fisher, young man that's singing in and around now, but it's just an outstanding voice. So we're gonna let you hear a little bit of that, and then we're gonna keep it moving.
From Brother Fisher.
Okay, he's gonna come on up. He in the plaid shirt right there, y'all.
Good evening, everybody.
Q, what was the title of the song and the artist again? I know it was a brother that was in. I forgot his name.
Old stuff. Change is gonna come.
Yeah, it's right.
Originally.
Sam Cooke, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, he did that.
That boy can sing.
Don't say nothing.
Sing, boy.
The brother can sing.
No doubt, Cheryl. And Lodi, no doubt.
I said the same thing, Lodi, when I was sitting there listening to him sing.
What you say, Q? Sing, Josiah.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, brother, it's official. We can keep it moving because, you know, it's so low. And we apologize about the volume, but the broadcast that they had is how we can get his voice.
Yep.
People are enjoying Josiah. That's a great thing. Josiah is going to be our special guest in a few weeks, guys. I want y'all to know. So you're going to hear a lot more of him when he's on with our special guest in the very near future, in the next few weeks. We're going to have him on.
D. Goodwin, definitely, y'all did a great job, D. Goodwin, organizing and picking just laying everything out. Big shout out to you, big sis.
Yes,
Excellent job, sis.
Big ups.
Excellent.
It's funny, man. It come full circle and see this young man singing now. We have a history with him.
Yeah, and you guys dealt with him at an early age too. I remember when he was 5 years old and singing that.
Yeah, and I want Ard to tell that quick story. Thank you for those beautiful comments, Vonda, that you just said. I mean, just wonderful.
Yes,
Thank you
indeed.
for those beautiful comments that you blessed us with. But Ard, why don't you tell a quick story about Josiah that people might not know?
Well, we did a show. We produced a show with Tommy Ford off of Martin. Called The Last One Standing and also The Last Kid Standing. And we did a couple of shows in DC, and then we did one show in Annapolis. And at that point in time, Josiah was actually too young to perform in the young part of our show. He was younger than that age. But when he came through and we had some tryouts and we did some workshops that week with the youth, that was a big part of what we did with Tommy Ford, man. He's, God bless his soul, man. He was a beautiful soul. His whole thing is that he wanted to reach out to youth. He wanted to reach out to people that wanted to get into the art. But he came in and he just blew us all away. And we were like, look, we told his mother that he's too young to be in the show, actually, to compete in the youth section. But we want to feature him. He's a winner off the break. I mean, the boy was phenomenal.
At 5. They're 5 at that
He was
time.
probably 5 years old, and he sung that like he was grown. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And I'm just so happy to see him again, man. I'm glad he's doing well. And he still has that beautiful voice. And, whatever I can do to help him out and keep moving forward, I will. And so I'm looking forward to him coming on the show and talking to him.
And we told him that story. D, the other night. And he looked at us like, who are y'all? And I was like, man, we kind of helped put you out there when you was 5 years old. You probably don't remember us. I know I wouldn't remember much at 5, but, and it's just a blessing. It was a blessing to see him later in life and when he's growing into art. It just makes my soul feel good that, even what we was doing
But
back then.
Lenny, to add to
What
that
he
story,
did
he
say
also said, yeah, who you were. Then he said, oh, yeah, I remember now. I have the picture when I was with y'all with Tommy. He remembered when I told him with Tommy.
He
said,
remembered that.
yeah, I remember.
And guess
I
who
still
took the
have
picture?
Yeah,
Guess who took that picture?
Amos
Johnson.
Amos Johnson.
Took the picture. And he actually posted it. If you look at Amos Johnson's Facebook page, he's got that picture up there with him and Tommy and him.
So look, I want to go around the room real fast. Excuse me, Q?
Tommy, Pamela Williams said that Josiah is a good drummer as well. He's also a musician. So,
You might have to holler at him. I might get some work for him.
Yeah,
Q, look, we want to go around the room real fast. Q, won't you kind of set the stage for folks that might not know about the program as much? I think it's grown tremendously over the years. But can you tell them a little bit? And the D Goodwin, if you can type something in the chat group about the show, not the show, about the program, a few of the many to kind of help people out. But won't you go ahead and kind of, articulate some of that Q for us?
Well, I see it as a real celebration of our Black culture. It's our place in history is basically what it is. And it kind of, to me, it serves as like a conduit of our social and political change in our country. We want to change our country. We want to let people know that we're still here. There are many in our country right now that are trying to take away our history. You look in some states, they're trying to take away Black history out of the school. They don't want to teach it anymore. Well, we need to keep those stories alive. And programs like this help to do that. It keeps our story alive. It keeps our younger, the next generations knowing about their past, and it keeps them connected to our past. And that's what the Few of the Many does. And I'm just so proud that they honored us, and so proud of the program as a whole, and for the county as a whole, for continuing this program.
Correct, absolutely, Q. And it was also featured on one of the I think the Baltimore News. Is that correct? I posted
it today. Yep, I posted it today.
Okay, awesome. No problem, D. Your dad gonna show on what you know, and that's my beautiful sister right there. Her and Aldo. Let me back up on my beautiful sister. That's our beautiful sister right there, Miss D. Goodwin. There she go, right there. With Aldo. I swear, my sister look like she's about 35. Q, she's looking great.
Man, this ain't no joke. Her and Aldo, both of them, neither one of them a joke.
Yeah, you ain't lying. They was divas back in the day and carrying on the tradition. But
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You crazy. Hey, Kenny, give us your perspective. Just coming your way. What were some of your takeaways from the event regarding the program, the organization of the event, and receiving the award as a host? I mean, you had a different perspective. You was on the front row as an honoree. What was your vibe? What was your takeaways, brother?
That's a great question, my brother. The first thing, it was an honor and a pleasure to be home for such a positive cause. Not just the fact that we won the award, but it just was a positive event. And sadly, it wasn't a funeral like we all usually get together on. It was something really great. I'm thankful to be a part of the show. I've been on and off of the show. I'll give y'all a little insight, a little funny story. My first full-time appearance on this show was in February of 21. It came up on my memories. That's when we had that 2-foot snowstorm. Remember, E? And we talked like an hour before the show. And that was my first full-time. And then, we went on and off, and I became a full-time host. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to be a part of the show. It was really cool putting names to faces like Vanessa and Dee and all. We had a little story about my father in Hawaii. It was just good to be part of such a positive event. It's great to be part of the show, and I'm looking forward to growing with y'all each and every day, each and every week. My brothers.
Awesome.
And then I'm gonna come your way, Vaughn. I'm gonna ask you a question. What we were saying, Vaughn, is that the show was featured on a Baltimore news station. The program, not the show. I keep saying the show. The program, a few of the many, that was put on by the Caucus of African American leaders in Annapolis, and also by Anne Arundel County. So they were featured. They had a news crew down there covering an event, which is worthy. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of us in the background. Armand. This band was amazing, Q.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were nice.
They're going to be back at
They were nice.
They're going to be back there. The 18th, I think.
Yeah.
They're going to be back over.
They were nice.
Really good.
All right, coming your way. I'm going to throw the question at the bottom so people actually want to see the faces on the screen. Priscilla Monroe, a lot of dignitaries, a lot of elected officials were there. But Arby, give us some of your perspectives of the event, also as a host of this show, and your significance of winning the award. Because, brother, you've been putting work for 3-4 years now, something like that.
Yeah, it was an honor. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, to be right back where I used to play football, right out front, over there in the grass out front. I used to run people over out that joint, the stiff arm and everything. Come inside and be honored. You know what I'm saying? It was like coming home, yo. I should have put my jersey up in the rafters somewhere. So no, I stop on the dime, people fly on the street. You know where we were. But yeah, it was beautiful to be back, man. We had a great time. It was definitely a first class event, and more importantly, it's a blessing to be really in a city, county, state that will embrace our culture. I mean, I think somebody said it before. There's other states that are really pushing full force on taking us out of the history books, altering what was negative that occurred in our history and taking that completely out the history books. So to be in a place and in an area where, this could go on, you know what I mean, without a serious revolution to make this happen. And you have some people that'll work with you. I mean, like you said, we've interviewed the mayor, we've interviewed the state exec, the county exec, excuse me. Shoot, our neighbor was the governor at Market Fresh. But it's to be in a place where your culture is awarded and supported is a beautiful thing. And I definitely want to thank Pierre's daughter. She did a heck of a job of putting on the event. Also, yes, indeed, she was boots on the ground and they're making things happen. And just so many people within the Annapolis area to support us like this. It's humbling, to say the least.
And Art, I wanted to just we can't.
For one thing, I truly want to appreciate the fact that we had so many people in our show. Well, that's on our show, and I say in because y'all in the show. You say something, it's on the screen. We just shoot ugly faces on the screen. Real the show. So many people in our show was in the audience with me, and I really so appreciate you, Cheryl, I mean, everybody that came. I don't want to say a name because I don't want to miss a name. I appreciate and love
Greg
all of
on
you
the
guys.
screen, Greg Harris.
Man,
Yeah, my
thank you
man.
so much.
Almar came out
You
and
guys,
supported.
man, we wouldn't be
Big
there
brother
without
Omar.
you. And we wouldn't be mentioned without you. So thank you all because this is really your
You
award.
got 'em.
This is really not ours.
No
I
doubt.
appreciate
And I did want to,
That's what I got.
I just quickly want to, I have the program here, and I just want to read off a few things. I'm just going to read off the other honorees because this definitely wasn't about the Night Brothers only. You know what I mean? It was about a lot of other great people. At one point, I was sitting on the stage and saying, what the hell are we doing up here? You know what I mean? Like they got some real people up here. How do we get up here? You know what I mean? But Greta Chaplin McGill was an honoree, great artist, does some artwork. Tony Chapman does some photography work. She did some great things. Naya Curtis is a young soul that's doing some great things, photography, and Dr. Eric Edward Elston, which is Tamiko's my niece and Argo's family. He's doing some great things. He does some great things in the county and education, and amongst other things, and he does some artwork and he helps the kids. Darren M. Gilliam, also a native of Annapolis, did a lot of things, does some creative artworks. Also Lorraine Jones, who sat next to me the first time I met her, but she has a wonderful voice. Gospel artists, ourselves, the Night Brothers, and then Apostle Antonio Palmer, who's going to be a guest on the show, was also there. Bishop Palmer, as Margaret right on time, aptly said. And then this brother Chris Smooth, he's a digital AI artist. I think he's Lisa Rivera's son. Man, fantastic, brilliant.
He's going to be guest as well.
Yes.
And then also Kojo Snowden, who's called Snowden's son, was awarded for his works in the field of hip hop. So just great things going around. Met a lot of great people. Anne Arundel County Council gave us an award. I just don't want things to go unnoticed. You know, the Senate, the House of Representatives gave us an award. I mean, just great things. You know what I mean? Chris Van Hollen gave us an award. You know what I mean? Ben Cardin gave us an award. I mean, it was just good to see. And then also, last but not least, our neighbor, used to be our neighbor anyway. I think it was the governor. So just thank you for all the kudos and award the plaque. Talk about the plaque, Q, and then we can keep it moving.
Yeah, we received the plaques from the award, and the award says Black History Month Award celebrating African Americans in the arts, recognizing a few of the many. Presented to the Night Brothers, and it has your name on each individual name on it. The Office of Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman, the Caucus of African American Leaders are delighted to honor you with the few of the many Black History Month Award. And this is the plaque. This is what it looks like right here.
So, I mean, it's not to gloat or boast or anything like that, but we just want to give homage because we don't take it lightly. Because you didn't have to get an award. You didn't have to get nothing. You know what I mean? So, and we're trying to grow the show, trying to broaden the horizon and just help more people. So, haven't made a lot of money over the years, but we never got into that. But now we're starting to touch lives. That's more impactful and more meaningful to me to touch lives, Arden. You know what I mean? Finances will come. Shout out to Darius.
It's your award because it was all about you guys, man. Without you guys, this show wouldn't even be a show. So
no doubt.
That's a fact.
I want to congratulate you for your award.
Yes.
Oh, Eshep said my mic is low. Let me turn it up. Thanks, Eshep, for shouting out producers. We recognize them, boy. But I just wanted to say that. Uncle Q, yours too. Okay, I just wanted to say that to you guys as well, Art. Thank you guys for being, the greatest audience on the internet. I call it loyal, faithful, and everything else. Shout outs next year. We got some great guests lined up off of this event. We just gonna tell y'all that. And when you find out some of the people that's coming on and some of the connections that was made, it was absolutely amazing. So shout out to all the participants. Thank you, D. Goodwin. Carl Snowden in the Caucus of African American Leaders. All right. All right.
Indeed.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, y'all. The show and keep it rocking, baby. All right, look, we're going to transition into our health segment. We always, span the spectrum of topics on the show. That's what we do. But we always, first and foremost, we were a health show when we started. We were a health show by nature of who we are. And when Q lost his 100 pounds, intermittent fasting, and I saw him doing this episode sitting on his couch by himself. And I was like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then he was like, Q started all this. And I was like, what are you doing? Then I called him up. I said, then I watched him again the next week. Oh, he didn't have a weekly. He was just like, he was freestyling on. He was freestyling.
It was weekly. I was structured. It was every Tuesday. It was every weekly.
Yeah. So I saw him. I jumped in. I said, man, let me jump in here with you. He said, come on, bro. It wasn't even a Night Brother show then. It was just Q. It was just Q doing his thing. Yeah, Q on the couch. Y'all are sick. Y'all are absolutely crazy. Thank you, Consuela, for the shout out. Thank you. But anyway, we're gonna talk health tonight. We're gonna talk about, most of our audience are over 40 or hitting that age, and we've got some young people there too. But it's never too late, never too early to start anything, because as you do get past your 30s, really, you're gonna be bringing it all the way down to that. Some of that, youthful, exuberance burns off, and you have to pay more attention to your body if you want to experience that. And I know, particularly for me, like my age right now, I'm really like, if I feel sluggish, I know what's wrong, and I just go back to the core of what we've learned over these years, Q. So we wanted to introduce that subject to what happens to your body as you age and you're eating.
Yeah.
What happens to you? And we just really wanted to break that down and kind of like impart some knowledge on you, because it's not always about weight loss. It is about living your best health condition so that you can maximize whatever in the heck it is that you want to do with your life. So we wanted to talk about how that happens. All right, so with that being said, we're going to jump into this video, and we're going to talk about it on the other side. This dude was upbeat. Check him out, man. Check him out.
Oh, yeah, he's upbeat, man.
Now that you need to eat less calories because it's easier for you to gain weight. But your doctor says, be careful. Yes, eat less calories, but because you're over 40, you need to eat more nutrients. How are you going to pull that off? Less food, less calories, more nutrients. I'm about to show you exactly how. That's a lot of information I'm going to cover in today's video, but before I forget, click the subscribe button below so that you may receive more videos from me about healthy eating. At our ages, no matter whether you're a woman or a man, there are 4 nutrients we desperately have to have. Calcium to keep our bones strong and prevent them from weakening and becoming brittle. Also to help our muscles maintain their flexibility. Protein, which helps you keep your energy up and help you maintain strength in your muscles, especially in your midsections. Potassium, and a whole lot of it because you need it to help you keep your blood pressure under control. And of course, dietary fiber to help you keep your weight under control and prevent your cholesterol from becoming dangerously high. The last part that holds everything I just talked about together are the 5 dietary food groups. If that's not in place, it all falls apart. The 5 dietary food groups for Americans are vegetables and fruits, proteins, whole grains, and dairy products. I've been eating healthy in a deliberate lifestyle manner for the last 10 years. Let me tell you, I know what I'm talking about. It's beautiful what it's done for my body and health. Everything I'm about to share with you. For all of that to happen, I prefer to create smoothies for 3 important reasons. First, it allows me to add all the foods necessary for me to meet the 5 dietary food guidelines for Americans. 2, when you're over age 40, sometimes swallowing can be an issue, but because this is a smoothie, you can eat all this food without any worries. And 3, by eating the foods in this smoothie, you can meet your nutritional goals for calcium, proteins, dietary fiber, and potassium. So, let's put this smoothie together. The Dietary Food Guidelines for Americans recommends that we should eat at least 2 cups of vegetables per day, recommends up to 3 cups of fruits per day, proteins, and whole grains. And while our nutritional smoothie is blending, take a listen to this. You have more calcium in your body than any other mineral. The body stores more than 99% of its calcium in the bones and teeth to help make and keep them strong. Your body needs calcium to help muscles and blood vessels contract and expand. And when it comes to proteins, our bodies need proteins from the foods we eat to build and maintain muscles, bones, and skin.
All right, see what's going on
Fruits and
with that.
vegetables in today's smoothie are rich in
That's a
dietary
video.
fiber. Another government report said dietary fiber adds bulk to your
Let's see.
diet and makes you feel full faster, helping you control your weight. Potassium is a mineral that your body needs to work properly. It helps your nerves to function and your muscles to contract. It helps your heartbeat to stay regular. Well, there we have it, today's nutritional smoothie. Let's check it out and enjoy.
All right, you're gonna go ahead and do disclaimer, Kenny.
Yes, sir. Well, we got to keep it legal. We got to keep it legal. First of all, we are not physicians. If I went to medical school, I'd still be there. No doctors here. This show is not providing any medical advice at all, nor any advice for any ailment or medical condition. If you have an ailment or medical condition, we strongly suggest that you seek a professional health care provider first. It's for you first. Prior to attempting anything on this show, please go get checked out and make sure it's in your capacity to do. Back to you, Lenny.
All right, cool. Thank you, brother. Thank you for keeping us legal because we none of that. But all right, I want you to jump into these questions that I got for you. Let me just give you one at a time because somebody come up with you with 3 questions. That's kind of a bit much for you to answer all of them at once. So,
we just do it all one.
but talk about dietary needs over the age of 40 and why it's important and it's for people, even 30s and older, and why have dietary needs changed over the years.
Well, I mean, they really hit a lot of it right there on the video. I mean, due to your level, your movement level changes, your metabolic needs change. Your nutrients needs also change. And the fact is since you're moving less, you need to actually consume less, but at the same time, really focus in on nutrient dense foods. You're going to decrease your calorie intake, and that's why we do the intermittent fasting, because that your metabolic system will slow down at the age. It'll reduce your calorie. To reduce your calorie intake will keep things balanced. But nutrient dense foods are really the focus as far as that's concerned. So you do need to increase your fiber because you want to cleanse your system at the same time. And that's very important, even seasonally doing cleanses to get your system clean so it can process foods better. But you want to have high protein. And matter of fact, I'll run right through this, I guess, in one take. But you want to increase your protein and your calcium and your vitamin D intake because that'll help your movement. And you're going to have to exercise at the same time. Iron, you're going to have to definitely make sure you still take your iron. Women can kind of usually reduce a little of the intake of that sometimes, depending on where you are, premenopausal or whatever else. Calcium is extremely important for them and for all of us as far as that's concerned. But how it plays on you movement, and your movement is really important. You feed your body good things, you perform well, just like a high performance car. And it's funny that we'll go by McDonald's, but if you had a Testarossa Ferrari, would you go down there to Jethro on the corner and he got gas real cheap and he pull it out of his bucket and pour it into your car through a funnel? Like, you doubt that. So you know what I mean? And then the other question is, I want you to answer this on screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you are worth more than $500,000, your body is worth more than $500,000. That's most cars on the street right now. Well, let's just say a Bugatti, that's about $1 million car. Is your body worth more than that? Put a 1 in the chat. And for those that put a 1 there, start looking at that when you start feeding yourself. Would you put this in your Bugatti or your body? You know what I'm saying? Would you put it in either one? If you
I want to ask you a question about proteins, because it's misnomer about proteins that often was said. Because most people, when they think proteins, what do they think they need?
Well, they always say they need meat. For years, people have said, well, if you're a vegetarian, how you getting protein? Technically, I could eat some kale and get more protein than you can eating a sirloin steak for multiple reasons. One, that kale will break down and I'll absorb that fast. That steak, if you don't eat any more meat that month, it's still going to take 1 month for that to process through. With that kale, I probably don't have anything inside that kale. With that steak, I may have some things that's inside of it that will eat me, like tapeworms and such.
And Art, before we transition over to Q's questions, also that like you're saying that the forms of protein that you can get from vegetables, because we're talking about changing your dietary makeup as you age, it's easy to break down in your GI tract, right? The gastrointestinal tract, correct?
It's a whole lot faster. And if you make it in a shake, it's already broken down, so it's easier for, the absorption rate goes up a little bit more then, because your body has to do less to actually break it down. So it's definitely important to get protein from your green leafy vegetables and start looking it up. Don't just check our word for it. Look up proteins in vegetables, and it'll give you a list of vegetables you can get a high quality protein from.
And we're going to transition into where he got to the end of the video about smoothies, because it's a great way to kind of get all of that stuff in there and not have to try to eat all of this stuff. But Q, you up to that? Talk about dietary fiber, maintaining weight, cholesterol as we age. How significant that is, brother.
Well, I mean, it's very important if you really think about it. Because what fiber really does, it helps you with your digestion. It lessens the impact of health concerns like, people suffer from constipation and high cholesterol and blood sugar levels that's out of control. Well, by having that fiber, it tends to be a little more filling. Fiber stays with you, and it gives you that feeling of fullness, which in turn will make you eat less, which is great for weight management. So that's really significant right there in itself. So dietary fiber is important.
No doubt. Number 2 on your plate, Q. On your plate. See how I slid that in there? Give us some good sources of potassium and why it's crucial in maintaining and helping blood pressure levels as we age. Something that was reintroduced to me when I watched this video. I was like, wow, I forgot about that.
Well, when a lot of people think about potassium, a lot of people they'll go to things like potatoes. Now, potato is a starch, and potatoes can lead to weight gain. But I say if you really want better sources for potassium, go for things like broccoli and spinach, even water chestnuts, or any leafy green like kale, etc. And Arden just talked about protein are in them as well. But they're also a great source of potassium. And potassium plays a big role in helping us to maintain our blood pressure levels. I'm going to tell you why exactly it does that. Because potassium helps in the stored fluid that we have in our body. Most of our stored fluid is in our blood. And if we have a lot of stored fluid in our blood, it can affect our blood pressure in the following way, because it presses up against your blood vessels. And if it's pressing up against your blood vessels, then that can elevate your blood pressure. See, and if you're flushing it out through your urine, which potassium does, it helps you to flush out those extra fluids through your urine, which alleviates that, and we can lessen the effects of on your blood pressure.
No, that's great in-depth analysis, Q, and extra commentary that wasn't even in the video, and that's why I like y'all breaking down stuff. Another question I have for you is as your age and related changes in the metabolism, because the metabolism will change. And don't forget, y'all, the nexus of what we're talking about is as we age, our bodies changes, and how should we change with our diet? You can't just keep doing what you did when you was 20 and you could do all that. It's the same way as, exercise as it is. You gotta be smarter about this. It's gotta be planned. So talk about the impact of the body's processing these nutrients. And is this a reason for making better dietary choices as we age?
Absolutely. You touched on it, and Arden touched on it earlier as well. As we get older, our metabolism slows down. It really does. And sometimes that means we're not as active. And if you're eating the same as you were when you weren't active, quite frankly, you're going to store the excess food that you don't burn off as glucose. And what glucose actually is what, Lanny? Stored fat. That's what it amounts to, okay? But
yep.
If we're getting our nutrients and you don't burn you don't gain the nutrients as efficiently, and it can cause weight gain. So it's important that we process our nutrients properly and efficiently, so that we don't have that weight gain. That's the most important thing about that, I would say.
777 threw a good comment on there. You want to react to that, Q?
Oh yeah, he said the overconsumption of meat also leads to diabetes. He's absolutely correct. Animal protein is converted to sugar when the body processes. And if we look at other cultures don't eat meat in the same way that we eat meat. Meat is like the main source on our plate. Other cultures, meat is just a small portion of what they have. They have more grains and vegetables in their foods, and meat is just a small portion. But here, we're a little different. So you're right about that. I agree with you, 777.
Emma greatly appreciates you. Emma says she appreciates you laying out that blood pressure scenario and how potassium relates.
Yeah, that's true, Emma. That's so true.
Q, I want to say one thing real quick as far as the protein is concerned. Some people consider, and I guess it is a protein, so to speak. Some people consider processed meat as a form of protein, but technically your processed deli meat and those type of meats are considered carcinogens as far as the food FDA is concerned, and it's like a Schedule 2 drug, I believe it is.
Almost. So wow.
Just be very be very concerned about eating like your sandwich meat. Realistically, you're sending somebody poison in the sandwich meat, and I'm sorry to say it like that for a lot of people to consume it. But I would say
very good point.
Cut that off because, and all I'm saying is, don't take my word for it. Google it tomorrow or tonight. Dig in, ask AI. What about sandwich meat? Health concerns about sandwich meat. I mean, we could really build the show completely around it because it's absolutely criminal that they sell this.
Kenny, I want to come your way, Kenny, anyway, because and my screen got messed up, so I'm gonna just have to ask you your questions out loud. But won't you go ahead and chime in on your thought first?
The first thing, everything that y'all said, my brothers have said, what we need to eat, how we think is absolutely true. But there's one thing that we need first, and that word is discipline. We have to discipline ourselves. Are we really going to do this? We can sit here and read and talk to the cows go home. But the thing we need most is discipline. Are we really going to do this? And we all struggle, including myself. We all struggle each and every day with this. But like Mike Tyson said, discipline is doing something you hate and doing it like you love it. So it's also a mind thought process. Before we even get into what we need, do we have the discipline to even need it?
Great comment. I love that, Kenny. Kenny, look, like I said, my monitor, my screen messed up on me, so I'm gonna just ask you the questions out loud. That because he did transition into smoothies at the end of that video, and as a way of trying to help you get your food groups in. Can you talk a little bit about incorporating regular smoothies as a meal replacement and some of the benefits that can help with somebody that got a busy lifestyle and all this type of stuff?
It's perfect for someone with a busy lifestyle. Like I say, it's very filling. It curbs your appetite. Of course, it's healthy. That's the whole reason why you do it in the first place. It's quicker and easier to prepare. You can take it on the road. You can, while you're on your way to work, you can drink your smoothie. You know, you don't want to be eating an egg and cheese sandwich driving up the road, so you can drink your smoothie. So there are a lot of benefits. For real, because I've been that guy too. Believe me, I used to drive a long way to work, and I get a McDonald's sausage McMuffin and a sweet tea real quick. But a smoothie,
Keeping it real at you.
a smoothie replaces all that. Again, it's easy to make. You can make it the night before and have it in the fridge when you jump in your car in the morning. So it's not just healthy; it's also convenient.
Awesome, awesome. Look, Kenny, I also wanted to ask you about a smoothie. About making your own versus buying a smoothie like a Smoothie King or something like that. And I'm not, I'm not knocking Smoothie King or nobody like that. Don't send me hate mail. But pros and cons between making your own and buying it somewhere out in the marketplace.
That's a great question. And you know what my answer is to that? You made it. You know what's in it.
That's it.
Bam.
Bam. Do that again.
That's right.
You made it. You know what's in it. You see what they're telling you that's in it. And I'm not trying, like you said, I'm not trying to hate on anybody, and I'm not trying to take anybody's business. But if you make it yourself, I physically made this, so I know what's in it. I don't know. I know there's no additives. There's no preservatives from what they made it with because they need a shelf life because it's expensive. I made this and I know what it is. What's in it?
Right. And this is it more? You think it's more expensive or cheaper to go to buy it?
It depends. That depends on. It depends on what are you making, how many ingredients, what are the ingredients you're using. You know what I mean? And sometimes it may be even cheaper. That's another sign. It may be cheaper at buying it out, but that goes back to the old adage: you get what you pay for.
There you go.
You could be getting additives and things like that. A lot of things that come in places, restaurants and all, we all in that business, have preservatives. Why? Because they need a shelf life. But like I said, if you make this smoothie at night or if you make it in the morning before you go to work, you know what's in it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, well, look, like I said, I'm having a couple of technical issues on my end over here. So we just gonna old school it, and that's why y'all don't see your comments on the screen. Audience, I'm sorry, a couple technical issues, but in the day of modern technology, Arden always says technology is good till it ain't. So we're gonna just go old school, and we're just gonna ramp up the faces, and we're just gonna talk a little bit stuff. Because, we're going to stay on this screen as our background, but we're going to transition to the next segment. And the next segment visually would have been the Super Bowl. And I just want to quickly ask y'all, no doubt, Lisa, I just want to quickly ask y'all, because this is our last picks of the year. We did a lot right, and we damn sure did a lot of wrong picks over the football season. But because none of us thought that the Ravens was not going to be there. You know what I mean? I was pissed they lost. I'm not even a number one Raven fan, but I was just pissed, But anyway, who's going to be the MVP? And then the third question for y'all is, what they need to do with the Pro Bowl, because that sucked the last week. But anyway, we're going to start with you, Q.
The Pro Bowl, they just put that to death. It's time for them to lay that down, number one. And as far as the Super Bowl is concerned, much as I hate to say it, probably the Chiefs again. And I don't even. I'm trying to get really interested right now. I just can't get interested in the game. I got to be honest with you. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm still trying to get over the Ravens not being there, but I guess I will watch eventually. But I just can't get into it right now.
I hear you, man. You Kenny. Kenny say, "Wow." What do you think on who's your pick? And who do you think? Oh, Q, you didn't say MVP, Q. MVP, Q.
MVP, Q.
Mahomes. He's
Mahomes.
Always winning it. Mahomes.
All right, go ahead. What do you think, On?
Hey, Q, I understand, bro. But Kenny, he had an extra week or so to get over his his L. You know what I mean? We understand. You know what I mean? When you go home early. but it's kind of tough not being
That's
in,
what we doing?
in the dance for real. But the Pro Bowl, to me, I'd always thought it was dumb that they put it before the Super Bowl, because you're not gonna get anybody from the Super Bowl to ever play in the Pro Bowl with this format. Wait 2-3 weeks later and then have the Pro Bowl or something. You know what I mean? Let people get healthy and run around and have some fun or whatever else. You can make another payday for NFL.
But Natural, I don't know if you realize it.
Yeah.
Nat, I don't know if you realize it or not, but the Pro Bowl has transitioned to this now. They don't even play the game. They play flag football now.
Yeah, they play
flag football.
But you know what? Let me say this though. Yeah, I understand. But I always say this when people kind of football flag football. The only safe position in flag football is which position?
The flag.
Whoever's got the ball.
The quarterback.
Whoever's got the
quarterback.
ball.
The person on the ball.
Everybody else, the clock can be cleaned. I mean, a block is a block. Everything else is what it is. Everything else is football. But if you got
not the
ball,
way they're playing it right now, man.
Huh?
No.
Hey, excuse me.
That's not how they're playing it right now. They're not.
Excuse me, Ted. I want to get a couple comments in there because I can't visually put them up there, but I just want to kind of go through a couple of them real fast to just acknowledge people. Margaret Nick says she thinks the 49ers will win. Vanessa Turner says she thinks Kansas City Chiefs going to win. Melody Butler says she thinks Kansas City Chiefs going to win. Turner here said, I told y'all KC in San Francisco a long time ago. Y'all probably didn't want it.
Hey, well, she said that a long time ago. Hold up for a second. Let's give it to her.
Yeah, she did. She called that early in the playoffs.
She said that weeks ago.
You listen to the people on the show.
Yes, she did. Vanessa said Patrick Mahomes as an MVP, and Vonda said, "Get over it, Q. Get over it." Kenny,
I'm having a hard time with it, babe. I'm having a hard time with it. Mimi know what I'm talking about.
Melanie Butler said, "Kenny, we are still Dallas Cowboys," and she put 4 points up there. Love. Stop putting so much trust in the Ravens. Oh, Lord, she was going hard in on y'all. Yeah. Emma said great idea for to replace the Pro Bowl thing. And Emma also says Niners are going to win this. So, Kenny, Lisa Slade said Niners. So, Kenny, who's your pick? Who's your MVP? And what should we do with the Pro Bowl?
I just had this conversation with my neighbor. I was pulling up and he was pulling out. And my heart says the Niners, but my brain says Kansas City and Mahomes are going to pull it out again. Again, I'm sorry my Cowboys are not there, but, Melody Butler, next year is another year. E over there laughing, but he on the couch with us. I'm going to say
that's right.
It hurts me to say this, but I'm going to say Kansas City and Mahomes will be the MVP.
All right, Melanie Murray says she's with you, Q, so she's still with you. She's a Raven for life. Darlene Collins, DC says 49ers. Ooh, DC, that's a heck of a pick for you, girl. Vonda says Cowboys will always be it for me. She's true, white and blue.
They're not playing in the game.
Linda Tone says Linda Tone, I'm a Ravens fan. As far as the Super Bowl, let it do what it do. She don't even care. She's just there for Usher at halftime. But Usher gonna be wearing a skirt, y'all. I told you Usher gonna wear a skirt. Y'all don't believe it. The feminization of America. The demasculization of men. I'll be damned. Good comments. But look, we're gonna close it out for the night. Want to thank y'all. We're gonna go around the horn real fast. Q, any closing thoughts you want to leave the people with in respect to a lot of things?
Got a special announcement, guys. I want to make this special announcement right now that a lot of you have asked about it. We wanted to know what's going on. I've had people inbox me, call me, text me, and all kinds of things wanting to know what is going on with the Knight Brothers as far as their travel plans this year coming up. Well, guys, we're announcing here tonight that the Knight Brothers cruise will be back next year. It's official, guys. We're going cruising again. Next year, the Knight Brothers is going cruising. Now we don't have we're not gonna give you the details tonight. The details will be coming in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna tell you you'll get the when, where, and how you can join us in the coming weeks. So be on the lookout for that. We're looking forward to it. And hey, y'all start getting those summer bodies together now. Get in now, so it's time to get the summer bodies together now. So you're looking good when you're in that pool and the jacuzzi and on that beach on the cruise ship.
Beverly Brown, thank you for the congratulations. I'm just getting a couple comments. Melody Butler said Usher at halftime. Tracy Queen said Usher at halftime. You can have on a skirt though, ladies. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all of that. All right. Can you, Arden? Can you, go ahead, brother. Just take it over. What's your closing thoughts? And I got a question for you if you don't say something that I want to.
I tell you, I'm stuck. But I'm going to jump over the skirt because that just is wild as I don't know what. And I forgot to tell you who I think going to win. I think the team that didn't play us last week is going to win. I'm rooting for anybody that beats that ass. I'm sorry. That's the 49ers, which is the only other people playing that week.
That was funny as hell. That was the funniest thing I heard.
If I had 2 weeks like Kenny, I might be a little less, in my feelings. But damn it, whoever can beat that odds, that's who I'm for. And they the only ones playing them, so I'm.
So you want to beat Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, and Taylor Swift? Bring her down on the field and drag her across there too.
Yeah, we hitting her too. I'm saying she better. She is coming for that impact. So,
Kenny, what's your closing thoughts?
I just want to say thank
first
you
of all.
Arden not finished. Hold on, Arden not finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Arden.
That's what I wanted to do. That's all.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank our family.
Okay, go ahead, Kenny. Close this out.
First of all, it was good seeing my brothers again in person for a great event. It was good meeting some of y'all that I still haven't met, putting names to faces, i.e. Vanessa, who thought I was 5'5" and didn't realize I was 6'6". But I mean, it was a great weekend. We all went to events previously that Saturday, and then our event on Sunday. It was a positive weekend, no BS. It was great seeing y'all, and I'm looking forward to doing something big next, seeing y'all real soon.
All right, awesome. I want to give a closing shout outs to say next week we have a very tremendous guest. His name is Mr. Ron Adams. He was Mr. Maryland bodybuilder. I'm going to try to get PA on to see if we can get PA on as well for that show, because they can really chop it up and tell you a lot, give you a lot of great information, and just bring some history to what this brother Ronnie Adams has done. Annapolitan done some amazing things, you know what I mean? And then also my last shout out is to thank everybody for the award. But my real last shout out is that sounds like a preacher that went past 2 minutes. But my shout out is to rest in peace to some soldiers we lost last week. We lost the brother that played in Rocky. I forget his name, but you know what I mean. Shout outs to him. Carl something. Carl, yeah, shout out to him. And then we also lost, to me, and it's just my personal opinion, we lost one of the greatest media persons, on-air personalities in the history of radio, and his name is Mr. Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. If you ever listen to him for any time, it was a walking textbook of Black history knowledge, connected to everybody in the industry. Also took care of himself, very healthy. So just goes to show you, your time is your time. But like I always say, you don't have to chase yourself out here by living, dangerous and reckless with your eating and everything else. But just to shout out to Joe Madison and his lovely wife and all the listeners, loyal listeners. Rest in peace, God. So he was definitely a mentor. He was ahead of his time. So, all right, y'all. Good night. Peace and love. Thank y'all for hanging with us.
Peace and love.
Remember next week's show, Ron Adams, and next week or the week after we'll have information about the cruise. Deuces. We out.
A lot of good guests coming up in the future too. We got
Absolutely.
Great guess.
Rodney Barnes is coming back, and it's on and on. You know, we got a special guest, a surprise guest that's coming up in about 4 to 6 weeks. Y'all gonna be shocked when this guest come on here. You're really gonna love it. So anyway, all right, peace out. Peace out.
Deuces.